Welcome everyone to another one of my Adobe tutorials. This specifically is going to be well, it's actually I'm going to cover three parts of Adobe. I'm going to cover Adobe Illustrator CS6, Adobe Photoshop CS6, all 64-bit, along with Adobe Bridge CS6 64-bit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about artboards in Illustrator and kind of how they function, what you can do with them, and how you can take those artboards and export them as individual PSD files. Now in the past I've been in logo design contests, and I use artboards to make individual submissions to a contest, and so I could do have one version and do a variation, so another artboard and so on and so on. So we're going to set up a couple of artboards here, and I'm going to say new. And what you can do for your document, before you start your document, if you want more than one artboard, you can name it. You can put the information here in the new document. So I'm going to call this tutorial for the purpose of this for this presentation, or this tutorial. We're going to say we're going to make 6 artboards. Now this will make 6 artboards. They'll be in columns of 3, and the spacing will be 20 pics. And what we're going to do, we're just going to make a 1024 by 1024 pics. You can do it in inches if you want. That would be something 14 by 22. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just do standard. Paper. And we'll do an 8.5 by 11 to make it more like the real world. And so we're just going to say we're going to have 6 artboards. Each one's going to be an 8.5 by 11 document. The columns are 3, and they're going to be spaced 0.28 inches apart. So we're going to call it tutorial, and we're just going to say OK. So now we have these 6 sheets of paper, and you can go to your I believe you go to show your artboards right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when you go with your black selection arrow, or V is the shortcut, this is artboard 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going left to right from top to bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to put a little something on each artboard. On this first artboard, I'm going to draw a circle, which is L is a shortcut. And also, before we do this, if you hit Shift O, you can go in and add a couple of features to your artboards, such as you can have a show center mark, show crosshairs. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do that to all of them. So you can just go to each one here, select it. Say you want crosshairs and like registration marks, or what do they call it? Center mark and crosshairs, right there, like that. So now you can just hit V to get out of that. Now all your artboards have a little place where you can get a reference to go to. So we're going to zoom in on artboard 1. We're going to drop a circle in there, fill it with a color. So we're going to hit L, and if Shift Alt drag out, make a perfect circle. And we'll go to the window here. We'll show our swatches. I like swatches; it's a little easier to do. We're going to fill that circle red. Now, I want to make another circle. I could just go to the second artboard and make another circle, but when you're working at artboards, and let's say this is just some kind of a logo, and they say, well, we want to see some different colored circles or whatever. So you go back to Shift O, and now what you can do, there's a button up here. It's called Move Copy Artwork. If you unselect it and you drag, it will just drag an empty artboard. But what we're going to do, we're going to copy the artwork and hold down the Alt, and now we've got the circle copied to the second artboard. And let's see how that works out here, if I'm correct with that. Well, I made a copy of the artboard. So anyway, so now you got 7. Or let's undo that. We won't do that, because this is going to mess up what I'm going to try to point out here. B, go out. We're going to undo that. We're just going to go with each artboard. That's something else. So we're going to go to our second artboard, select it. We're going to drop another circle on that. Drag out Shift Alt, make it perfect. Go to our swatches, keep losing them there. We're going to make this in green. Okay, so we're going to click out of that. Zoom out a little bit. Now for the third artboard, we're going to hit B, go back, select the third one, and if we show our artboard strip there, we're on artboard 3 now. So we're going to put a triangle on this one. When we go to the polygon tool, you just tap once, and so we want 3 sides. And now we can Shift Alt and enlarge it a little bit. And back to our swatches. Keep losing my swatches. So we'll drag off that tab so we can have them handy. So we'll make this yellow triangle with a black outline. Now we'll go down to our fourth artboard, and we'll go back to our shape tool, which we did a triangle before. Shift Alt, we'll drag out another rectangle, make it blue. Alright. Now we'll go to our third, fourth, and fifth, and we'll hit M. We'll make a perfect square. And we'll fill that with orange. Then we'll go to our sixth artboard, hit M, and we'll drag out another square, and we'll fill that one with green. Okay. So now we've got our tutorial. We got 6 artboards. We got 2 circles, 2 triangles, and 2 rectangles. So what I want to do now is, well, I want to make all these individual PSD files. Okay. So first we're going to save a tutorial in. We're going to get rid of this. Cancel. We're going to save this. I made an earlier tutorial, but I didn't want. We're going to save it as tutorial in the tutorial folder. All right. Got to do that first. So it's going to be saved in the Illustrator CS6 format. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to make PSD files out of all these individual artboards. So we're going to export. Now here's where it gets important. You want to save as PSD files. You want to use artboards, and we want to select all. And this will copy all 6 of our tutorial artboards into this folder tutorial, and it will number them 1 through 6. So we'll do that. And we want to write the layers. We only got 1 layer here, but we'll just go ahead and write these as CMYKs. Or you can just keep it as CMYK. Hit OK. Now, here's what I want to come to. You can go over to Bridge, browse in Bridge, and I've got this in one of Illustrator folders, and I believe it is under Tutorial. There it is right there. And you see now we've got these 6 different individual PSDs. Now, a little thing I wanted to show you about Bridge, just briefly. We got 2 circles, we got 2 triangles. Actually, we got 3. No, okay, that's the original file. Okay, we got 2 circles, 2 triangles, 2 rectangles. So we want to kind of organize these a little bit. Well, you could select both of these, and then you could go up and you could go to your stacks and group your stacks, and it puts them in a neat little stack with a little slideshow button. So these are your 2 circles, right? Okay. Now you can go and select both the tutorials, the triangles here, and you could go up and group as a stack. So you got both these, and these are your triangles. Alright. And then you go over and select your 2 squares and do the same thing with stack. Now this is handy, especially when you do photography and you may have hundreds of photos and you go through them and there may be one person and several different photos. You can group them as a stack, or there's a certain object or a car, you can group that under a stack. Just give you a little organization. So that's what I wanted to show you about Bridge. So anyway, now you can go back, and let's say we want to work on these two circles. We can ungroup the stack and of the circles here, and now we could just go up here and say open with Adobe Photoshop, and we got this artboard that formerly was an artboard in Illustrator. Now it's a PSD file, and it's 8.5 by 11, and so now you can do your raster stuff on it and work on it as a PSD file. So that'll be it for this short tutorial. I just wanted to show you those couple of things. It's kind of how to take artboards in Illustrator, convert them to PSD files, a little bit about Bridge, how you can organize images and files, and how you can pull your new PSD files, artboards up as PSDs. So thanks for watching my video, and have a great day. And that'll be it for now. I'm out of here.